Now, the Los Angeles fire chief says thousands of structures are thought to have been damaged or destroyed. You just saw some of that. The property damage includes the Altadena Golf Course, which was caught in the Eaton fire. You see it there. It first opened all the way back in 1910. This social media video shows the course up in flames there in terms of the clubhouse itself. Tom Bugbee is the Chief Operating Officer of CourseCo Inc. That company owns the Altadena Golf Course. And let me say firstly, really our thoughts go out to you and your entire corporate community, because I'm sure you're just trying to take care of your employees and your families now. I want to ask how they're doing, because dozens of them are still living through this emergency and now face the prospect of how this is going to impact the way they make a living.
Yeah, you make a great point there. That's the number one thing right now is our employees, our hearts go out to them. Many of them, obviously, their work is being impacted, but also many of them are displaced right now. Some have lost their homes. And so that's our number one worry right now, is taking care of the employees and thinking about our neighbors there in the community as well.
1910. Did you ever consider, was this even a thought, the possibility that this could have happened?
No, you try to plan for, all the things that could come up, but thinking that a fire would come through this neighborhood in this way and impact this historic golf course, it's such a social hub for so many in the community, it was never even on the radar.
And why not, in the sense that, just explain to us that, you're in a community that, of course, sometimes there are fires around you, but you didn't consider the golf course at huge risk, right?
No, our company, we operate 45 golf courses. Many of them actually are out in more wildlife fire zones, but not Altadena. Altadena was in a neighborhood. It's a community. It's surrounded by residents and other activities. Thinking a wildfire would impact us was the last thing on our mind.
You are vowing to build back stronger. Some may ask, why or how? Does it give you second thoughts about trying to rebuild in this area?
No, there's no hesitation. After we take care of our employees, and that's, again, forefront on our minds right now and where all of our efforts are going. The reality is this is an important recreational asset to that community. We're a public golf course. Affordable, accessible is what's important to us. We have kids out there, we have seniors out there, we have families out there, and it's an important part of their lives. They're all already reaching out, even as they're living through this tragedy, worried about how they can help us and our employees. And so our commitment to the future, when the time is right, is unwavering.
That is something to hear, especially because you wouldn't blame anyone at this point in time to look at the loss and say, how do we start again? So we do turn then to the lessons learned. I mean, look, do you just see this as kind of an act of God, a once in a century event? Or do you see this as, look, climate change is here, we know it's a reality, and you guys run a lot of golf courses. What can be done to make sure that, you really try and protect structures and obviously people? Because at the end of the day, it is impacting in terms of people's way of life and sometimes, whether or not they stay safe.
It is one of those events that I'm not sure what we could have done. We are very fire conscious and safety conscious as a company. So from pruning dead bushes to making sure that fire breaks are in place in the right locations to making sure fire suppression is in place in our buildings, we've made all those efforts. So I'm not sure there's a new effort to be made. I think the biggest thing moving forward is just to continue to make sure employee safety, guest safety is first. And then second, take care of the property when you can. And then third, deal with tragedy as it comes forward and understand that sometimes it's beyond your control.
Well, listen, I'm sure many in the community will be relieved to see it as a hub of the community again, hopefully in the coming months. And we do wish you and all of those employees, especially those that have lost their homes, all the best. Really appreciate it, Tom.
Thank you. And just one last thing, just thank you to the first responders that put their lives at risk and are out there working hard for us and tirelessly. We really appreciate all the efforts from them.
Yeah, absolutely. And to their families as well that put up with so much during these emergencies. Thanks again, Tom. Take care.